The village of Berrigan, proclaimed in 1890, Chanter Street, 1894, better in Berrigan, 2020. The name Chanter comes from our Member of Parliament in 1890, Mr. Chanter. Simjos, Simone and Joe, can achieve many things in embroidery. Dormac Industries, John, Wendy and Paul Lane, and yesterday, and the old building. Supplies of all forms of auto-electrics, Davy pumps, mowers, chainsaws, water tanks and much, much more. Berrigan Hotel, the first hotel built in Berrigan by Benjamin Carter, 1888. Today a private residence and a farming community. Union Bank, built 1913, today a private residence. Local veterinarian, Des McRae and Helen. The Nook and Jackie's retro furniture and more. Berrigan Men's Shed, proprietor Dormac Industries. Woodwork room and men making raised beds. Miles in the garden. With the compliments of the federal government, the Berrigan Men's Shed have been given a defibrillator, and the AMBO's just explaining how and when to use a defibrillator.
So this is CPR. So you can watch Dave, and he's demonstrating CPR quite nicely. So he's put his hands at the bottom 2/3 of the sternum, and his middle finger is in line sort of with the patient's nipple, and we're pushing 1/3 of the chest down. Now we're going for a rate of 100 to 120 beats per minute.
Evans Butcher Shop, and he is renowned for his quality meat. Carna Kilburn Real Estate. Blue Highway, Mark and his American theme. An exhibition of local quilts and Berrigan Heritage Museum and the local Country Women's Association. CRT and Andrew Parr, providing a great local service to our farming community. The Davis Buildings and Ben Shoe Repairs, and makes a great leather belt made in Berrigan. Aussie Country Properties and Tracy's Real Estate. Berrigan Bookshop, Christine and Carla, 50,000 books, a great read. Tammy's Berrigan Bakery, great coffee and pleasant surrounds. Sue's Overlook. Memalong Hotel, 1932, today a private residence. In 1931, the old hotel burns down. There is an exploding gas bottle and Sergeant Whiteley and his dog is killed across the road alongside the ANZ Bank, which today is a private residence. Berrigan Library. 1889 Hiddle & Pretty Store, today Berrigan Shire. The Berrigan Progress Association was the instigator of the Berrigan Shire. Berrigan Federal Hotel and Motel. 1892 the old Federal Hotel. Douglas Drummond, Ernest Lapthorne, E.J. Gorman convened the first People's Conference of Federation, which was held in Corowa, 1893. The village's local IGA store and manager Joe. Our local pharmacy and Kim, our chemist. The Berrigan Red Cross, which was established in 1914 by Florence Verso, which is believed to be the longest-standing Red Cross in this country. The late Scottish second-hand machinery yard, Paul Head's Demolition. Comfortable Retirement, Noonamina, has 8 single-bed units, 2 double-bed units, and originated by the Berrigan Lions. Uniting Church. War Memorial Hall, formerly the School of Arts, which was built in 1898. Inside is a picture and is maintained by Neville Dalgleish and a small committee. In 1899, the Murray River Canal League was formed in this building. Chairman E.J. Gorman, Secretary Tom Kelly. This was the beginning of Berrigan irrigation, and as we know it today as Murray Irrigation. Today a private residence. Has just been refurbished, Apex Park. 2020. Presbyterian Church and Water Tower. Local fire station on Cobram Road. Busy Scissors and Joe. Deb's Cafe, takeaway and pizzas. Number 42, Michelle's Fashions and Gifts. Something we don't see enough of, Australian flag. Better and Berrigan. Originally known as Main Street, but today Jewellery Street. The Village RSL and Heritage Museum has in the last 20 years documented the written and oral history of the people of this village. Pat Barrett's Tyre Service. Woody Motors. Woody gets a bit off track. Sometimes. The Royal Hotel, the home of the first registered bushfire brigade in 1890 in this country. Presbytery, Catholic Church. And St. Columba's Public School. Berrigan Economy Harrows and Engineering, John Burley and Sons, and the manufacture of stick rakes. 2712 Gym and Fitness Centre and Tomo's Service Centre. 1896, Berrigan had the first light rail in this country, meaning no ballast and more sleepers per mile. John McNaught's Bulk Handling, Grain Storage. Handling of grain and going back in time. How things have changed. 1896 and the first Berrigan wheat stacks. Solicitor Gerard McCarthy. The village's post office. Berrigan Blue Door, Warren, and a great setting for a cup of coffee. Berrigan Irrigation, privately owned, 51 years of operation. The late Howard Martin and Howard Martin Grains developed the whole of this complex and the exports of barley and small seeds throughout the world. Today it is owned by Croker Grains. Tormac Industries and local police station. Recently upgraded Hayes Park, rest area, information area, barbecue area and recreation area. An entrance to local caravan park run by Helen and Gary. Old rock crusher from second sight near town tip. Local skate park and a new war memorial in remembrance of all those who've served in all wars.
You going out to use that thing or what?
Miles, War Memorial swimming pool and new change rooms. The swimming pool was mainly financed and built by Second World War veterans, in memory of all those who had gone before them, First and Second World War. And not many pools can boast of having free entry to all patrons. Our local community garden and one darting Collingwood supporter. Berrigan Public School, 1890 and 1913, the Reverend McCurran and Headmaster Hughes convene a conference in Sydney which brings about the constitution of the PNC. Police Paddock, Berrigan, just another good nature walk. Servo, southern end of Jewellery Street. John McNaught's fertiliser supplies and grain storage. Cobram Road, Dempster's seed grading. No seed is too big or small. The Berrigan Race Club and the late Bert Honeychurch was one of the most successful horse trainers in the Berrigan district and a long-serving member of the Red Corner Club. Howard Martin, breeder of Better Loosen Up, wins the Cox Plate and then the Japanese Cup. 1919, the village centenary celebrations. Mr. Geoghegan, the town crier, leads the march, or better known as Gerald Ryan. One horsepower baling hay, one man milking the cow. How things have changed. 1914, Boomanumina, pump site, and bringing water to Berrigan. The channel follows a contour all the way through to Berrigan. Fred Stillard cleaning the channels, 1400 metres of wooden pipe. Water comes to the Berrigan tank in 1914, 1926, the Berrigan water supply. Jerilderie Street, Anglican Church, Medill Centre and Community Health, and Doctors Surgery, Berrigan being the first to interconnect the Doctors Surgery, Amaroo Aged Care, Hospital and Pharmacy, bringing about My Health Records 2017. Now looking from the Doctors Surgery to the hospital, and Amaroo has 27 self-contained units, 2 and 3 bedroom, and planning to build more. Amaroo Aged Care has 30 rooms, including 7 memory support rooms, which adjoins Berrigan Hospital. The village hospital has 10 acute beds, 4 general beds, including 1 palliative care, and houses the ambulance station. The village hospital stands in between Amaroo Aged Care and Amaroo. The village's golf bowling club has 18 holes of golf and bowls, a few locals playing bowls, and the Berrigan Motel alongside. The club had a mascot, the late Curlew. The club today is run by the community, the Berrigan Tennis Club and squash courts, the Berrigan Sports Ground and Showground, game of football underway, new netball courts. The netballers and the footballers provide a great service to our community. Farming, irrigation, and not a bad crop of canola. More canola in the background and wheat. Berrigan and district is a large productive area in all facets of farming. Barley, substantial crop of fava beans. The growing of vegetables, melons, and brown onions, and picking is underway. Fat lambs for meat production. Friesians for milk production. Beef cattle. Cotton harvest at Namarang is underway. Lemon, orange and mandarin grove, quite a large grove, and picking is underway. Just off Ratcliffe Road, Green Hill, motorcycle track, plenty to see here. It's a great nature area and the home of our first store and quarry, and plenty of bird life, black jay, wildlife, kangaroos and ibis. Now coming up to the second quarry site near the tip. Farming community has just endured 2 years of drought. This has been a good rainy season and everything springs back to life. This is Australia at its best. Sunset, Green Hill, now from the quarry, our town entrance sign. Rainbow, Berrigan Tank Paddock. This is where the first water came to in 1914. Just another great nature walk, close to town. Canola harvest has been underway and these crops have been very productive. The northern end of town. The village of Berrigan has achieved a lot in the development of the history of this country, whether it be the Red Cross, My Health Records, Federation, PNC, Fire Brigade, the Great Water Scheme, and bringing water to Berrigan, the first of its type in New South Wales. My name is Tom Pyle, of the Berrigan Heritage Committee, and I hope you've enjoyed this snapshot of the village of Berrigan.